Up next on Eco Company.
A rainforest in San Francisco?
We know that rainforests of the world are one of the most biodiverse habitats that we have, and the rainforests in particular really affect climate.
We're heading inside the California Academy of Sciences to learn how rainforests fight climate change.
Plus, using your feet to build houses?
So all of the materials used in this building are either made out of earthen materials or recycled or refurbished materials.
Brendan chips in to build a house made of cob in a community designed to be completely sustainable.
And we're headed into the kitchen. And while our nose may want this, we're really here for this. It's grease being used for more than you might think.
They donate their cooking oil, and we're able to have that turned into biodiesel.
Then, we visit the home of the world champion San Francisco Giants.
We have formed the genesis of a green team, and we meet about every aspect involving potential greening programs that we can control here in this ballpark.
They're champions on the field and off.
Eco Company
Starts now. Hi everyone, and welcome to Eco Company. I'm Jelena.
And I'm Brendan, and this is the show that's putting you on the inside track to going green.
First up, we checked out a rainforest, and we didn't have to travel to the Amazon to find one.
Jessica paid a visit to the California Academy of Sciences to check out their indoor rainforest.
Yeah, the race is on to save these fragile ecosystems, and we wanted to find out why.
They are places unlike any other on the planet.
There's no other place on Earth that encompasses so much bounty and beauty and species. All of life, it seems to be just right there.
With an important role to play when it comes to fighting climate change.
It really represents a healthy ecosystem. And I think we're all learning that a healthy ecosystem is important for everybody on the planet, including us.
We're talking rainforests, and this is a bird's eye view of one at the California Academy of Sciences in San Francisco.
In the rainforest, not counting the leafcutter ants and the butterflies, we have over 50 different species of animals. If you count individuals and you include all the ants and the butterflies, thousands and thousands.
Brenda Melton is the rainforest curator and sees to it that every resident stays warm. So are you used to this humidity? I mean, it's really humid and hot in here.
It is, and you do get used to it. What we try to attain is a 70% humidity in this space with about a 78-degree temperature.
4 different regions get the limelight here, including Costa Rica, Madagascar, and of course the Amazon. So what's so important about rainforests?
We know that rainforests of the world are one of the most biodiverse habitats that we have, and the rainforests in particular really affect climate.
Rainforests actually fight climate change by storing huge amounts of CO2, which causes global warming if it makes it into the atmosphere. But there's a big problem. They're disappearing. Rainforests once covered 14% of the Earth's surface. Now, they cover less than 6%.
The rainforest, through deforestation, is getting smaller and smaller. So that has the biggest impact. And those small remaining fragments are also threatened by climate change.
It's a double-edged sword that worries Academy explorer Brian Fisher.
We need rainforest, especially now. We need these forests to be the big carbon sink to offset all our activities.
Fisher, who's known as the ant guy around here, scours rainforests in search of the tiniest creatures.
This forest, this kind of like cathedral of life, is filled with these wonderful creatures we know little about.
So what can we do to save these forests?
That's a good question. What can we do? Why are people deforesting? It often comes down to energy and food. And there's a huge technology opportunity there to develop new ways to harvest energy in a much more friendly way, and a new way to actually think about growing food, like the ant does.
It's about taking simple steps.
First of all, recognize what your carbon footprint is, and look at ways that you can try to reduce the amount of carbon that you're releasing into the environment. And basically try to just examine the way that you're living and little things that you can do in your day-to-day life to conserve energy.
What we do and what we hope to have as a society is linked to how we treat the environment. We haven't treated it so kindly in the past, but now I think, at least the youth, I hope, is really appreciating, maybe not the ant, but as a whole, the ecosystem.
Ecosystems that could hold the key to the planet's future.
There are a lot of ways to leave a lighter footprint on the planet.
Yeah, and I found one place where living sustainably is what it's all about. And they're doing it in every way imaginable. Imagine living in a place like this, surrounded by nature. Sounds like my kind of getaway, especially when you add in all this. Welcome to the Solar Living Center, a slice of green living in Upland, California.
Everything serves a purpose here.
From its solar panels and organic garden to its chicken coop and a biodiesel station, if it's about living green, you'll find it here.
Well, hey Frost, thanks for having us here.
Frost Keaton is an intern who's showing us around.
Today I'm going to show you the 12-acre site that we have here at the Solar Living Center and show you some different examples of how to live more sustainably.
Sounds great, let's go check it out.
Awesome.
First on our mind is food.
What is going on in this garden?
This is our community garden. So what this garden is all of the interns and the caretakers that live here on the site all participate in maintaining this garden. Like here's a potato.
Oh yeah.
That's growing right there. We want to maximize the amount of fruits and vegetables that we're growing in a very small amount of space. We use all of our own organic soil that we get out of our own compost heaps. We take all of our food waste and our yard waste, add that with some straw and some carbon-based materials, create compost out of it. It creates a very rich organic soil that we use to fertilize the garden with.
I'm seeing everything here. Rosemary, jalapenos, bell peppers. What else is being grown?
Basically everything, you name it. Corn, cauliflower, broccoli, we have apple trees, we have pear trees. You name it, we've got it.
He's not kidding. Want an egg? They've got those too.
You don't only grow food, you also have chickens.
Exactly, so we're raising 11 chickens out here. They're all female, so they're all laying eggs for us. We'll also let them run around. They'll peck at the ground, they'll get up worms, they'll mix up the dirt and the soil. So it provides a nice natural mechanism for tilling the earth. I'd say the two things that get the biggest comments are the chickens and the shower house. Seeing a shower that's actually been built using earthen materials and actual natural limestone and actual lime and cob, it's a fantastic way to demonstrate the power of natural building.
So what do they need a shower out here for anyway?
Most people probably don't know that you guys actually live on site here.
Exactly, this is our intern village. This is where we live.
And you make all your houses, right? What's the stuff that you make the houses out of?
This is made out of cob. So all of the materials used in this building are either made out of earthen materials or recycled or refurbished materials.
And so I understand you're building another cob house right now, right?
That's exactly right.
Can we go check it out?
Absolutely.
Wow, this looks kind of fun. Think I'll have to join in.
Cob is basically a mixture of clay, sand, straw, and water all mixed together. And then it comes in a compact form, and we build structures up accordingly with it.
Building with cob dates back hundreds of years. It's the natural way to build and doesn't take much energy to make.
This stuff is definitely fun to walk on.
Well, except for the labor.
Well, it's about time for me to wash up.
They also recycled their dish and sink water and use it to water their plants. That's called a gray water system. But I'm not off the hook yet.
So besides exercise, what are we doing on these bikes?
This is our pedal power station. This is a demonstration where we can learn about how many volts and amps it creates by pedaling a bicycle. So you know by the amount of energy that you're using, how much energy you're actually consuming and how much energy it takes to light up this light bulb.
Wow, definitely takes a lot. I'm gonna start going a little faster.
Yeah, make it go fast.
Whew, let's try getting out power from some of these instead. The Solar Living Center has photovoltaic arrays everywhere. The panels turn sunlight into clean, green electricity.
So no motors and no electrical current is involved in this.
In the end, Keaton says you don't have to do everything, but they hope this place gives us all a few ideas on how to green up our lives. Because if we do,
If everybody makes even small changes throughout their lifestyle, all of those will add up to really big changes that can definitely help mitigate climate change and help to curb global warming.
sounds like a can't-lose situation to us.
We'd like to know what you're doing to live sustainably.
Tell us in a video and upload it to eco-company.tv.
Still ahead.
We are known all over for the best fried chicken you can find.
We're headed into the kitchen, but we're not here for the fried chicken.
Oh, please.
We're really here for this. It's grease being used for more than you might think.
Then we're headed out to the ballpark.
So come on, you guys, take one.
Yup, these we get to eat. It's Garlic Fry Central at the home of the world champion San Francisco Giants. And this park is one of the greenest ones in the league. More Eco Company is next. Welcome back to Eco Company. As you may know, the race rages on to find fuel for cars that's cleaner and greener.
Adam found one that was a bit more unconventional. It's coming straight out of the frying pan.
It may not look pretty, but this stuff cooks up some tasty fried chicken. Restaurants everywhere use gallons of it each week.
We are known all over for the best fried chicken you can find because of my recipe. So that takes a lot of oil. We deep fry it, and of course, we use a lot of oil.
The problem is, in many cases it gets thrown out, causing big problems for sewage systems. But in some cities, it's getting a second use, after the fryer.
They donate their cooking oil, and we're able to have that turned into biodiesel to then run our city fleet.
Carrie Ving is the biofuels coordinator for the San Francisco Public Utilities Commission.
We've got 700 restaurants, hotels, churches, ships donating cooking oil. We come by and pick it up, bring it back to this transfer station, and it gets sent over to local biodiesel manufacturers and converted into biodiesel.
Biodiesel is a fuel that's better for the environment than your standard petroleum gasoline. It produces less harmful CO2 emissions.
Biodiesel is made from organic matter, typically vegetable oil. So that could be soybean oil, canola oil, grown from virgin crops, but it can also be used oil. So after it's cooked in a fryer, it's still worthy of biodiesel.
Workers pick up the oil for free and haul it here. Then, it's carefully unloaded into these containers where it sits a while before heading off to a biodiesel plant for processing.
So this is our first stop, and these are full of kitchen oil?
Right. From restaurants, there are commercial kitchens with the fryers, residential kitchens, usually donated in coffee cans, Wesson jars, and all of this is used for either biodiesel or methane, two biofuels.
Methane is also produced during this process, and it's used to power an electric plant. Who knew cooking grease could do all this?
It's something that people generally throw away. They're tempted to pour it down the sink a lot of times, and our message is, please don't do that. We're running out of petroleum diesel. We need to be more conscious of where we're getting our fuels, and here's an opportunity to harvest urban fuel.
So we're at the end of the road here. This is where biodiesel meets the customer.
Filling up with biodiesel is an idea more and more drivers are warming up to. Eric Smith, the executive director of the nonprofit Green Depot, is one of them.
I was filling up with some delicious B100 biodiesel and dropping off some of my leftover cooking grease.
So what exactly is B100?
B100 is the designation for pure biodiesel. That's biodiesel that doesn't have any petroleum in it. Say, for example, B20 would be 20% biodiesel and 80% petroleum.
Smith's not the only one doing drop-off on this day.
My wife and I, every year, we deep fry turkeys, so we have generally about 5 or 6 gallons of oil left every year, and I didn't know what to do with it.
Good thinking.
Yeah, it seemed like it. I didn't want to pour it down the drain. Just seems like the right thing to do.
I've learned to appreciate grease today. And how do you feel to be part of this program?
Well, it's wonderful because it's free, and that's good for small businesses, small restaurants.
Food for thought, the next time you're dining out.
The phrase for us is anything pourable. Don't pour it down the drain, pour it into a container, save it for a local drop-off, or if you're a restaurant, we'll come by and pick it up. And we'll take anything, essentially. The message is, don't throw it away, we want it.
I will never think of fried chicken in the same way.
Me neither. Coming up next, the world champion San Francisco Giants.
This year we chose, with the movement for green and compostable equipment, we decided to make a stand that's completely energy efficient.
We're talking garlic fries. We paid them a visit and learned the Giants are eco champions as well. More Eco Company is coming up. We recently visited the home of the world champion San Francisco Giants.
That was pretty exciting. And we found out that they're not only champions on the field, they're also eco champions in their entire operation.
Take me out to the ballpark, but make it a green one, will ya? That's what the San Francisco Giants are doing on their home turf. From what goes in here, to what's on top of here, and what's in here, this is one of the Major League Baseball teams that's hitting a green home run.
We have formed the genesis of a green team, and we meet about every aspect involving potential greening programs that we can control here in this ballpark. Look at the Bay Bridge.
George Costa is Vice President of Ballpark Operations, and he's giving us the score.
So how many people does this park hold?
On a day where we're really maxed out, we do over 42,000 people.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yes, it is, and they generate a lot of stuff, and they leave it behind. They assume that we're going to pick it up for them.
And they do. That's where these guys come in.
You're a member of the green team. What does that mean?
The green team is, we're starting a new program here at the ballpark trying to emphasize recycling.
Danny Cutero is the park's recycling manager.
All the event staff brings down the trash. We sort everything here at the sorting tables and take them where they need to go. Basically, take out the recycling, take out the garbage, plastics, and then everything else is pretty much compostable. So we dump them into these bins right here, and when they get filled up, we take them to the compactors.
Recycling bins in places like the concession areas help too. And that brings us to the hottest food commodity at the park.
Garlic fries, like you said, a no-brainer. You have to have when you go to the Giants game.
Absolutely.
How many do you make at your average game?
Each stand does approximately 800 pounds a game.
So this isn't your average concession stand. What's so special about this?
This year we chose, with the movement for green and compostable equipment, we decided to make a stand that's completely energy efficient.
100%.
100%.
Sandy Filipiak is the director of park concessions. She says the efficient gas fryers use less energy and less cooking oil too. Other measures include switching to bulbs that save energy. Then, when it comes to serving them up,
all of our cups, our containers, carry-out trays, even our plastic cups that are souvenir are all absolutely 100% recyclable.
Why the stand is as green as the grass on the fields. Enter Greg Elliott, the head groundskeeper. It's his job to make sure the field's in tip-top shape.
Try to take a green initiative with it and try not to use any pesticides or herbicides and just use our fertility and our maintenance practices to maintain the field.
Another big deal down here is saving water.
The first thing is the type of soil. You know, a soil that drains, a sand-based soil, is very important.
Important because it retains the perfect moisture balance it needs without frequent watering.
The soil has a certain field capacity. Anything over field capacity is a misuse of water. Anything under, you need more. So you try to manage that at field capacity, which is where we want to be.
Sprinkler heads also help conserve.
Right here, the large droplets coming down into the smaller droplets down here.
Then there's the irrigation clock, which gathers weather info and combines it with field conditions to create the optimum watering schedule.
The future of what we do is really using less fossil fuels, using less water, and really trying to maintain the field accordingly.
And speaking of fossil fuels, let's head back to the stand. All those fans must create a lot of CO2 getting here, right?
42,000 people, we think of this as a city.
That's huge, which brings up transportation. And I hear
Yes.
that half the fans here use public transportation. I mean, that's huge.
It's outstanding, and we're driven to become the most transportation-friendly ballpark in the country.
Some of them even arrive by ferry. It's all part of efforts to green America's favorite pastime, both now and into the future.
We're never going to be done, and I think we'll want to continue to push forward, always.
Well, that wraps up another Eco Company. Thanks for watching us.
For more information on the stories in the show, or to give us feedback, check out our website at eco-company.tv.
And check us out on Facebook. We'll see you next time
on Eco Company.